Live from Alfond Arena at the University of Maine in Orono, it's another border battle matchup presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. The UNH Wildcats go for the road sweep of the Maine Black Bears. Welcome to the Black Bear pregame show presented by Hammond Lumber Company, a fourth-generation family-owned company with 34 locations and over 1,200 employees across Maine and New Hampshire. For more information, stop in or visit them online at hammondlumber.com. From our Twin City Tire and Service broadcast booth, alongside Mike Toole, I'm Jeff Mannix. We'll hear from Jack Webb in a little while. Mike, a tough one for the Black Bears last night as they came out of the gate strong but didn't score.
Yeah, I mean, Maine knows what the winning formula is. We saw it on full display in the first period. Dominated puck possession, time in the offensive zone, made simple, fast plays, played fast. It was a joy to watch. They deviated from that game plan as the game went on, and it ultimately cost them. Tonight, a lot of lineup changes, new faces in new roles. Let's see if that new combination of players makes a difference in how they execute on their game plan.
Let's get to our player spotlight tonight, which is presented by Oakhurst Dairy. Kindness, goodness, Maineness. Learn more at oakhurstdairy.com. For New Hampshire, it'll be their netminder who will enter the game tonight with a shutout streak of 131 minutes and 3 seconds. Kyle Chevette.
Yeah, Kyle Chevette brings a lot of experience and reliability back there. He plays a compact, controlled style, staying square to shooters, minimizing gaps, good rebound control, steering pucks to safe areas. Basically, it's his calm presence back there that allows UNH to play aggressively, knowing they've got a proven last line of defense.
And for Maine, when you're struggling to score, you need to lean on your lunch pail, guys. And for tonight, that's Owen Fowler.
Yeah, he brings a lot of speed, grit, versatility to Maine's lineup. He's known for his relentless effort. Never takes a shift off. Fights through contact, wins puck battles consistently. He's really good at F1, we call it, the first guy in on the forecheck. He's got that active stick to disrupt passing lanes and create turnovers, and basically it's his 200-foot game. That's a role model for how Coach Barr wants to play this game.
And our keys to the game tonight are presented by Quirk Hyundai in Bangor. There's never been a better time to test drive that Hyundai you've always wanted. Visit QuirkHyundaiofBangor.com today.
First of all, you got to generate quality versus quantity. The way you do that with lateral puck movement and offensive rotation. Secondly, special teams execution. You gotta score on your opportunities in the game. You're only going to get a couple of them. The power plays have been a little bit of an issue lately, so important to get a power play goal. And then lastly, leverage your offensive leaders, guys like Poirier, Marquez, Fowler, Nadeau. They've got to be willing to battle and outnumber UNH at the net front.
We'll drop the puck on the second night of this border battle weekend. The New Hampshire Wildcats and Maine Black Bears are next. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Hockey East on ESPN+, the series finale in this Buffalo Wild Wings border battle weekend. The New Hampshire Wildcats against the Maine Black Bears. Here is the starting lineups presented by Martin's Surplus and Salvage with 13 locations throughout Maine. You'll never have to say, I should have bought it when I saw it at Martin's. Across the front for Maine from left to right, Will Gerrois, Brock James, and Anthony Calafieri. On defense, Brandon Holt and Lucas Peterson. Back in goal is Alvin Boya. 11 games played, a 6-4-1 record, 2.55 goals against average, an .899 save percentage, and 2 shutouts. For New Hampshire, same starting lineup as last night. From left to right up front, Morgan Winters, Nick Ring, and Marty Lavins. Defense pairing Ryan Philbrick and Alex Carr. In goal, Kyle Chevette. 14 games played, a 7-7 record, 2.48 goals against average, a .905 save percentage, and 3 shutouts for the night. The uniform report, or the face-off, pardon me, was brought to you by Maine Trailer, the official trailer and storage container company of the Black Bears. As UNH whistles one wide off the early Maine icing call. Heavy hit by, that was Nick Ring on Brock James. Welcome to the game. Boya handles the puck, sends it into the near corner. A big battle for it down there as 2 players from each side converge. It comes free for Calafieri. Anthony Calafieri gained the red line, gets knocked down by Lavins after he dumped it in. Connor DeHaro has the puck behind his own goal for the Wildcats. DeHaro, one of 4 freshman defensemen in the lineup for the Wildcats tonight. Newcomb shoots it in. Boya plays it off the end boards and almost skipped right back out front. Chabrier prevented that. Chabrier continues to jostle for the puck. Newcomb picked it up. It ticked off a Maine stick. Fowler is able to get the clearance. Fitzgerald to Cam McDonald, last night's only goal scorer, number 61 in the navy blue of New Hampshire. But now with it is Russell for Maine. DeAngelis shoots it back in. And Boya hands off to Chabrier as Maine will change out lines.
Feels like UNH really wants to piggyback off their effort last night in the third period. They're continuing that heavy forechecking pressure that we saw in the third period last night. So far, doing a good job kind of disrupting the flow of Maine trying to leave their zone in the early going of this first period.
Nobes didn't get it in very far. Sam Oliver will take it back the other way. Oliver shoots it down deep. Pichette picked up the puck. Couldn't get it by Scraston's behind the net. And Leclerc looked to center. Good stick position by Grayson Arnott. And Arnott with a nice check on Scraston's. Leclerc knocked to his knees, and back with it is Miguel Marcus. Marcus, some open space to Friel. Friel shoots it, saved by Chevette. Big rebound. Nobody from Maine could get to it.
A lot of net drive from Maine there, but 5 blue sweaters in and around the goal. Not a lot of room to make a play. He puts it on net. Marcus driving to the far post, unable to get a stick on it.
Peterson starts the rush again. Hops Nadeau's stick, but he got a piece of it. Poirier after the puck behind the net. It's Carr. Holt onto the step up. Centering feed, score! Josh Nadeau has broken the shutout streak, and Maine's got the lead.
Well, this is what was missing from last night's game. Net drive and getting pucks to the net with people open, and watches Brandon Holt just gets this across the goal mouth. Chevette deep in his crease. Not expecting that to come across. Josh read it perfectly on the far post. All it is a tap-in goal. Great start for Maine after UNH applied the heavy forechecking pressure. Maine is able to keep the puck alive in the offensive zone. Great job by Holt. Pinching down the wall, making a play, and looking for the open guy. But the key is guys' willingness, as I said in the open, to do the hard things, get to the net front and outnumber the Wildcats at the goal mouth.
A stick save by Boya as UNH wanted to get it right back. Lucas Peterson has the puck now to Josh Nadeau. He'll shoot that in. Nadeau picks up goal number 9 on the season. Marty Lavin's a heavy check on Max Scott. High off the glass and out by New Hampshire. Does it have enough for icing? Not quite. Loic Yuzero.
Well, if you can, excuse me, Jeff, if you can extend this lead, if you're Maine, you can get UNH to get out of that really defensive style that frustrated them last night. Start to open things up, and then I think Maine has the advantage, but let's see if they can do that.
Peluso had a shot blocked all the way back to the Maine zone. Chabrier had to outrace J.P. Turner for it. McDonald brings back in, but he quickly fumbled it away. Arnott tripped up, penalty coming to New Hampshire.
Okay, well, remember one of the keys to the game was special teams
number 16,
execution. And most importantly, your execution on the power play. Had a couple of opportunities last night, went 0 for the night. Now a chance to extend the lead and really extend the momentum in this hockey game in the early stages.
So this will be the first power play of the game. Only 4:01 in. It's brought to you by Versant Power, powering communities in northern and eastern Maine since 1924. The Black Bears for the season, 10 of 58 for 17.2%. New Hampshire, 42 of 51 for 82.4%. Maine was 0 for 2 on the power play last night. Justin Poirier lugs the puck up ice. Poirier around his man. Poirier can't stuff it in as Chevette closes the door, and a Maine player dumped after the whistle.
Tried to sneak it short side, tried to go up high, and Chevette's able to shut that off. I don't think you could get a puck through to anyone on the right wing side. Good job by Poirier. Oh, there's an open Max Scott on the net drive. Poirier unable to find him, elects to shoot. Never a bad idea, but tough angle.
Draw to the right of Chevette. The power play unit for Maine is Scott, Friel, Nadeau, Poirier, and Holtz. The top unit on. Nadeau at the right point. Sends behind the net. Thomas Friel crashed into the boards hard as he tripped. Alex Carr's just getting up from the same collision. Holtz back at his own blue line, chopped away by Marty Lavins, who returned to the UNH lineup last night after nearly 2 full months out.
Lots of ways to impact positively a hockey game in that time. Marty Lavins, even though he didn't come away with the puck, put enough pressure on Brandon Holt that he sent an errant pass that UNH is able to head off and regroup and waste a few seconds.
Poirier couldn't handle the pass from Fowler. Fowler's going to continue the pursuit. And Marcus, this one squirts out front. Poirier!
Oh,
what a glove save by Kyle Chevette.
What an opportunity. Poirier in perfect position. The puck was sort of spinning on edge. And he tries to go up over the glove. Watch as it comes out. There's Poirier right down Main Street. Oh, man, what a beautiful save by Chevette. Actually, kind of a position save. Had the glove in the right spot, and Poirier just drove it right in there. Quality scoring chance on the power play.
Chevette does not appear deterred by losing his shutout streak at 133 minutes and 50 seconds.
That's like we said. I mean, he's calm and collected back there. He's an experienced goaltender, been around a little bit. Takes a little bit more than that to rattle him, I guess.
Peterson drops it back for Russell. Charlie Russell enters the zone. Marcus to Peterson, steps into it. On the backhand is Scholey, and that's off a New Hampshire stick and out of play.
Excellent zone entry. They get the look that they want. They get into a setup. He elects to go far side, but the pass is a little bit behind him. Watch as it comes over to Marquez. It's a little bit behind him. He's got to dig for it, reach back on his backhand. By then, the window closes.
Fowler, Scholey, Russell, Marcus, and Peterson to close out the power play. Peterson to the top of the slot. Wrist shot through traffic. It is gloved by Chevette.
Had kind of a moving screen in front there. Marquez looking to provide some distraction, but Chevette's able to field that puck as Peterson laid it up there.
11 more seconds in the power play. And it's Russell to get it back to Peterson. Behind the net for Miguel Marcus. UNH able to chop it from behind the goal, and now Turner is released from the penalty box. So we're back to 5-on-5. Winters sent it across the slot. Had no friends with him, though. And now it's Russell. Charlie Russell into the neutral zone, into the skates of Pichette. He's still able to get it in. Calafiri to the corner for Russell. Chabrier pinching to try to keep it alive. Can't do it as Ring gets out. Good back check by Chabrier, though, to force the turnover. Calafiri to Usero. Off the boards, McDonald picked it off. McDonald gave that one off to Ring, who shoots and scores. It's off a stick, and it beats Boya. 13-15 left in the first, and we're tied.
Well, these are the things that drive coaches crazy. Loic Usero in the left wing, the right wing corner. And this is an errant pass that is not precise, right out on the stick of Ring. That's a pro shot right there. Kind of leaning to his left, shoots back to the right, up over the glove of Albin Boya. You see him out of the top of the crease. He's looking for shot. Maybe a little bit of traffic in front of him. Not able to track the puck perfectly, but that's a really good shot. But off a turnover by Loic Usero in a bad spot. You see the result. These are things that coach constantly harps on, and you have to make a play. He had time and space, make a play.
McDonald
Instead, turn it over.
Lost the puck, and then it's sent wide by Josh Player. Nadeau hit hard, but it's Scott to pick it up. Scott to the corner for Poirier. Justin Poirier into the corner. Scott, right corner. Nobes back behind the goal. Turner hit by Poirier. It's jarred free. Nadeau. Josh Nadeau shoots. It's stopped by Chevette with the blocker. Poirier finds the rebound. Arnott at that left point. Now behind it goes, and Player picks it back up. Nadeau holds in. His first pass attempt blocked. Arnott. Poirier shot. That one missed. Poirier knocks it down. Scott in the corner. Nadeau. Hard backhand pass along the kick plate to Peterson. Nadeau. Josh Nadeau. Grayson Arnott. And Peterson on his backhand to Arnott. Back to Peterson. One-timer. A good block by DeAngelis. Peterson at the top of the slot again. Poirier, right circle. His shot is out of play, and we finally get a chance to catch our breath. 11:49 to go in the first. It's 1-1. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. There's been so much action so far, we haven't been able to get to the uniform report presented by UniFirst, proud supplier of uniforms for the University of Maine and businesses throughout the state for over 50 years. It's the opposite of last night. Maine is back in the home whites after wearing the road blues last night on Blue Out night. The white with the navy blue and light blue trim and the Maine script on the front. New Hampshire goes back to their regular road sweaters for tonight. The navy blue with the white numbers and letters and that block UNH
opposite
across
look,
the front.
opposite result.
So far,
maybe.
Anyway. Maybe. We'll see.
I'm going to go back to that shot by Poirier for just a second. Maine had UNH running around. They were actually able to change one guy out. I think you have to be a little bit more patient with the shot. That shot by Poirier, I know we always talk about trying to get pucks to the net, but it wasn't purposeful. He didn't have the setup. You know, you have to value the puck in the offensive zone. If the shot's not there, you shouldn't be taking it because you're going to lose possession. The perfect opportunity there to have UNH force them to defend and run around a little bit more. That's how you defeat this tight checking system. You got to wear them out a little bit and hang on to the puck a little bit longer. It isn't always the right play to shoot on net, especially from distance, from that angle, without the setup in front. I will stop ranting and let you take over, Jeff.
With the puck here for Maine
everybody.
is Thomas Pichette. And it's played back up ahead by DeHaro, and now it's Leclerc trying it. Holt with the block. Peterson comes away with the puck. Lucas Peterson gives to Owen Fowler. He'll backhand in only as far as DeHaro. Seedham couldn't get a hold of the puck, but no icing. Yuzero backhands around. Fowler picks it up. Owen Fowler. And the shoot in by Yuzero. Scholey fighting for the puck. Fowler joins the battle. Shoveled behind the net, comes out to the far corner. Scholey passes in front, nobody there in white. And Chabrier couldn't hold the puck in the zone.
Kind of a good example of what I've been talking about there. I mean, there's nobody around him.
Scholey in, he shoots it. It's stopped by Chevette, ends up in the far corner. Scholey chopped off his stick and UNH comes out. Halfway through the first period, Nick Ring. He's taken down by Yuzero.
Could have been holding the stick.
And it's Chabrier on the puck.
Yeah, Scholey had time there. He wasn't pressured. And a lot of times you have more time than you think. And if you just look and you throw a backhander to the front, well, if you got bodies there, great, but they didn't. And so maybe a little bit more puck possession would be in order here for the Black Bears.
Nick Peluso. He's the extra forward tonight. A lot of lineup changes for the Black Bears. We'll certainly talk about that as we go on. You'll hear from Jack Webb a little bit about that in a few moments. Our third member of our team. Shot in again by the Wildcats. Nobes in his corner. It's Winters to muscle it around for Josh Player, who bounces off the Will Gerrois hit. Given away to Brock James. Falmouth, Maine native clears it out. New Hampshire back on the puck. player to Lavins. Marty Lavins, his only goal this season is one of the more memorable ones for UNH. It came with less than 5 seconds to go to win the game at Michigan State on opening night.
Well, they've missed him, and he's an impact player in their lineup. We've seen it so far tonight.
They've got a break in the action again. We'll hear from Jack Webb next. 8:44 to go in the first. It's 1-1. This is Hockey East on ESPN+.
Folks, welcome back inside Alpond Arena. Last night's 1-0 loss to rival UNH left Maine hockey fans scratching their head and left head coach Ben Barr very frustrated, which is evident in the lineup sheet tonight. Standout freshman forward Jaden Lipinski scratched along with assistant captain Frank Jurasevich, his first scratch of his Black Bear career. Now, head coach Ben Barr said culture is the most important piece and followed that up quickly by saying effort is also extremely important. And tonight he's looking to get back to his roots. He showed some accountability, even admitting he got caught up in the wins and losses. He wasn't sticking to his process and his culture. Well, tonight it's very evident. Nick Peluso, Anthony Calafiore, and Brock James in the lineup. He's looking for culture guys to provide a spark for his team, Jeff.
Thanks so much, Jack. It really was a candid conversation before the game with Coach Ben Barr, and the one that stuck out to me certainly was basically mimicking the quote of his own head coach, Dan Fridgen, from when he played at RPI. Dan Fridgen used to say the way that Ben Barr says Maine is playing right now are like sunshine warriors at 75 and 80 degrees. Everybody does everything. When it's a little bit cold, maybe they all want somebody else to do it.
Yeah, and that's one of the things we love about Coach Barr. He's very forthright, brutally honest to a fault, and we love that about him. And you know, it's his communication style. I mean, and you can say things as a coach, and it doesn't get through. But what you're seeing tonight is another way to send a message, which is lineup changes.
Yeah, no Frank Jurasevich, the alternate captain and junior defenseman. No Jaden Lipinski, an important freshman this season who's played in every game until now. Tonight, and Oscar Komarov comes out of the lineup as well. And it's 13 forwards in the lineup tonight for Maine. Normally they go 12 forwards, 7D, but tonight it's 13 forwards and 6D, plus the change in net from Matis Russo back to Albin Boya after Russo started the last two and only surrendered 1 goal.
Yeah, it wasn't really tested until he was. And unfortunately, it didn't go Maine's way, and you could see it building throughout the game because, you know, you let a team like UNH play that style, hang around on the road. It was a quintessential road game by UNH. I mean, it was bend but don't break, and opportunistic. When the opportunity presented itself, they capitalized. Maine did not.
DeHaro gets it down low for Sam Oliver. We're going to get a penalty against Maine.
Yeah,
there was a little tug from Chabrier.
Yeah, he's got the stick up under the arm and hung on to it. So Chabrier is going to pick up the first penalty for Maine. This will be holding the stick, quite sure.
Maine number 15, 2 minutes, holding.
Holding is the call. It is the same refereeing crew as last night, by the way.
Well, here it is in the corner. Watch, he gets locked up there with
Oliver.
Yeah, Sam Oliver, yeah, the freshman, another Canadian hockey import and an impactful player. We saw him in that exhibition game. He looked pretty good to me. And so Chabrier kind of locked him down in the corner, picks up the holding call. Maine will have to defend the first power play opportunity of the evening for UNH.
New Hampshire was 0 for 1 on the power play last night. 7 for 44 for the season, 15.9%. Maine's penalty kill 46 of 60 for 76.7%. Wildcats with the puck. Winters to Cy Leclerc. Winters, the UNH captain, down low. Leclerc across the ring. Boyer read it and stopped it, and then he denied the rebound as well.
What a beautifully set up play by the UNH Wildcats. 1-3-1 formation, bumper in the middle, right wing side. Puck comes across the ring in beautiful position as they work it around, down low, back up, down across, I should say, to ring, and he's in beautiful position. Maine gets a little bit running around, a little bit lost in the coverage. Ring in good position. Boya, big save. keep this hockey game tied.
Wildcats win the draw. DeAngelis to Winters, back to DeAngelis. Winters again, side of the right circle. Winters to Lavins in the bumper, and that ends up onto the protective netting. Not sure whether that hit a Maine defender's stick or Boya's.
Yeah, the bumper position is an important part of the hockey, of the power play in hockey. And at time, you know, he kind of drifted a little bit back in order to open up that seam, and they were able to get it to him for the one-timer. Boya again called upon to make another big save. So 2 big saves in this power play sequence for you and for Boya, I should say.
Ring with the one-timer off the face-off. Boya with another save. Ring ripped away from him by Charlie Russell. Ring has it back and finds Winters, but Russell, great job on the penalty kill, and he gets it out.
Well, so much about penalty killing is determination and effort. Of course, positioning helps, but Charlie Russell is very tenacious, and that time he just kept dogging the puck and was able to chip it out.
Winters on the entry. It's Ring, top of the slot. Scott got a stick to it. LeClaire trying to keep it along the boards. Holtz will gain possession. Holt, hard rim around, and Winters unable to seal it up. Chavette hands the puck to Nick DeAngelis. DeAngelis. And a good check there on Sedum. Usero backhands toward Fowler. So we're into the last 20 seconds of the New Hampshire power play. Fitzgerald from the point. Pass blocked by Usero. It'll lead to a 2-on-2. Nadeau near the end of a shift, though, going to be offside. Fowler was in ahead of the puck.
That whole lane down the left wing side, but he elects to try to shovel it to the middle of the ice. Hits a defender, and they're not able to waste enough time or get fresh bodies on the ice because now they've got to defend. You know, these are micro mistakes. They don't necessarily lead to something bad right away, but they don't result in anything good. You end up working harder than you have to, and you know, I want to see a simple play there. You know, just get it down the ice. You get the whole left wing side, put it off the boards, get off the ice, get some fresh bodies.
2 more seconds left in the power play. Maine was called for offside.
It's so easy to criticize from up here, isn't it, Jeff?
It can be, I suppose. UNH 0 for 1 on the power play now as we're back to 5-on-5, nearing 5 minutes to go in the first period. In the Zamboni corner, another scrum for the puck. That is not moving very much. Now it comes free to Giroir. Nobody can control it cleanly. DeTouris finally does, and his pass back to Plandowski had too much on it. He'll have to go all the way back and get it. Plandowski cleaned out there by Giroir. And now Chabrier shoots it in, but penalty against Maine for trip.
Sholey doesn't like it. That much we know.
Maine number 14, 2 minutes tripping.
Well, not exactly what Coach Barr wanted here in the first period. Back-to-back penalties by the Maine Black Bears, and UNH is going to go right back on the power play.
We'll be right back. It's 1-1. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Tonight's game here at Alfond Arena is sponsored by Unitil, delivering safe, reliable natural gas to communities across Maine. Unitil, energy for life. And today's local business of the game, presented by the City of Old Town, is A Touch of Grace Gifts and Flowers. Brighten someone's day with a touch of grace, gifts, and flowers in Old Town. From stunning floral arrangements to unique gifts, and 25% of flower sales go to charity. Visit the pop-up shop from May to October, or shop online at touchofgraceshop.com to shop and share a little grace year-round. So New Hampshire goes to its second power play of the first period with 4:33 remaining in the opening frame. A tripping penalty against Sully Sholey as we'll take another look at it.
Yeah, here it is right here. Sholey gets in there, a little bit of a leg check. He definitely disagreed with it. bumped into him from behind, but he kind of fell over his leg, and it was enough for the referee to call it.
So the face-off will start to the right of Albin Boya. Top power play unit on for UNH. It's DeAngelis, top of the slot, stick save Boya, rebound in the slot, Maine shovels it out and all the way down.
Good work by DeAngelis along the offensive blue line, moves laterally to his right, open up that lane, put a good hard low shot on. Albin Boya is able to kick it out.
Ring couldn't get his stick down to the puck. Boya out to play it. Backhands around to the near side. Lavins couldn't get a hold of it. Nadeau does for another clearance.
Yeah, good support. Bodie Nobes makes the simple play, chips it up the wall. He knows Nadeau is there, and he just makes no mistake, sends it down the ice, 200-foot clear.
In come the Wildcats. Ring back to DeAngelis. Got it to the front, nobody there, but Chabrier will try to send Nadeau on the break, but the puck bounced on him right as it got to his stick. DeAngelis takes it back.
Well, DeAngelis recognizes what was going on. Good job by Chabrier to make a play. He's got time. He looks up. He sees Nadeau, but so did DeAngelis, and was in good position to defend.
Chabrier slaps up the boards. Fitzgerald able to keep it in, but only momentarily as Chabrier gets it to neutral ice. 45 more seconds in the New Hampshire power play. Brendan Fitzgerald, he's the son of New Jersey Devils general manager Tom Fitzgerald. And Charlie Russell can't get to it. Now it's Jacob Newcomb. Newcomb, work that back for Carr. Fitzgerald to the left circle. His shot doesn't get on net. Oliver able to keep it in and does so a second time. The shot there by Newcomb, stopped by Boya, and he's able to cover.
Well, they do a good job of keeping the puck alive in the offensive zone, and they get it right back down low. Now it's a 3-on-2 triangle formation. Lots of opportunity, lots of chances. That's Nick Ring. And over on the right wing side, he elects to get it to the net front, but you had somebody driving on the far post. You had Oliver in the bumper position. Fortunate for Maine there that Albin Boya is on his game.
11 more seconds left to kill for Maine before Sully Sholey is released from the penalty box. McDonald on the face-off against Scott. Max Scott won it to Holtz. Peterson flutters that one up to neutral ice. Friel gives to Scott. Max Scott shoots it in and out of the glove of Chevette, but cleaned up by Philbrick. The Sholey penalty ends. New Hampshire 0 for 2 on the power play.
That's a little curl and drag snapshot that goalies hate. Good execution by Harrison Scott. Well, there it is. I said it again. It's Max Scott, ladies and gentlemen. We know that.
Max Scott with the pass back, and that one missed the net. Now Turner takes over the puck, and the Wildcats clear the zone. They'll fire wagon change as Lucas Peterson drags it behind the net for Maine to change out its forwards. Chabrier methodically sets things up. Bank pass ahead, tipped into the zone by Calafieri, but quickly cleared by UNH. Yuzero back down the boards. DeHaro hit hard. Peluso in the corner loses to Ring. Fitzgerald from behind the goal, rims around to Ring. One-touch pass to Winters. He's got speed. Winters shot off the stick of Chabrier and out of play.
Oh, this fourth line's willing to go to an aggressive two-man forecheck, and that time UNH was able to defeat it, but it didn't result in anything that was like an odd-man rush going the other way as the puck gets chipped out to the middle of the ice. And then there's Winters, right wing side, is on his off wing, elects to shoot, but Maine's in pretty good shape there. As you can see, they've got plenty of white sweaters in the middle of the ice preventing that cross-ice pass, which is paramount in that type of situation.
Thomas Friel getting set to take the face-off against Cy Leclerc. Maine got control of it but didn't get it out. The shot by Carr misses the net. Holtz gets to the puck, gives to Peterson. Now Holt again. Brandon Holt up to the red. Hard around towards Friel. Marcus swats it around. Going to be a high stick unless New Hampshire touches it first, which they do. Peterson looks to start up again. Marcus couldn't handle cleanly. Oliver pushes back for Philbrick. Does a good job turning to find one of his teammates there, Oliver, or Scraston's rather. Now Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald shoots it. Easy save for Boya, and he deadens the rebound. As Marcus came together with Scraston's.
Well, shot from distance, but Alvin Boya's got this all the way as it comes out to the point, and you see Alvin's got a good read on that out at the top of the crease. That's a sign of a confident goaltender. He comes out high, top of the crease, shuts down that angle, and he's able to contain the rebound as players converge. There are a couple of blue sweaters looking to pounce on that rebound, but none forthcoming.
McDonald against Fowler on this face-off, and Newcomb fanned on it, kind of off the heel of his stick. As another battle down in the Zamboni corner. Newcomb finds DeHaro, turns and got it to the left corner. 5 seconds in the period. Russell, and nobody's going to be able to do anything with that as the horn brings the first period to a close. Both teams score early in the period and then fairly even from there.
Yeah, it was fairly evenly played first period. Good energy by both teams. If you thought UNH was just going to fold their tent after, last night of being satisfied with just taking points in one game, I think you have to rethink that thesis, because UNH has been very aggressive in the forecheck in the offensive zone. Maine's making some good plays. They got a couple of things they got to clean up, but good first period really for both teams.
And right now, Jack Webb is on the ice with New Hampshire's goal scorer, Nick Ring.
Nick, that was about as top right as you could put it, brother. Can you walk us through that goal there?
Yeah, I mean, Cam McDonald made a great play when he was coming down the wall. He luckily heard me, and I found myself with some space, so I took advantage of it, walked in as far as I could, and shot it. The defenseman was using a pretty good screen as himself, so I also took advantage of that and just shot it, and it found its way, so that was good.
What do you guys got to do to come out of Alphon Arena with a sweep?
Yeah, I mean, that was our best period of the weekend, I think, so I think we just got to do more of that, simplify our game, and get as much shots as we can to the net.
I mean, you guys are playing Villain in one of the best rivalries in college hockey. How much fun is your team having right now?
It's awesome. This place, the fans, you think we'd hate it. It's awesome. When they're yelling at us when we're getting on and booing us, that makes it even more fun to play. So it makes us want to win even more. So that's what we're going for here.
Yeah, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thanks so much, Jack. Through one period at Alphon Arena, the score is the Maine Black Bears 1 and the UNH Wildcats 1. We'll be back for the Bangor Savings Bank intermission report next. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Hockey East on ESPN+. We're in the first intermission. The Maine Black Bears and the New Hampshire Wildcats are tied at 1. This is the Bangor Savings Bank intermission report. At Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. Want to change for the better? Check out their loans and go to Bangor.com to discover more. Bangor Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Welcome back into our Twin City Tire and Service broadcast booth alongside Mike Toole. I'm Jeff Mannix. Well, Maine got what they wanted, which was an early goal, but they gave up another one not too long after that.
Yeah, and not able to extend the lead. They took a couple of penalties, but overall, a very evenly played first period. Had a couple of things Maine needs to clean up. These are what I call micro mistakes. They're not catastrophic, but their cumulative effect, if you don't correct them, can lead to some issues. But overall, a pretty good period by both teams.
Well, let's see those first period highlights, as it would be Maine to get on the board first.
Yeah, this is 2:47 in, and you watch Brandon Holt down the, that's not the scoring play, that's a different play. Maine was working the offensive zone. There's the play by Holt. He chips down the wall, or cheats down the wall, intercepts that puck, throws it across ice, and Chevette's a little deep in his crease, as you can see, and you watch Josh sneak in on the far post, and it's a tap-in goal, and Maine takes the lead at 2:47, and then it's Justin Poirier. He drives left wing side, tries to get it on his forehand, thought about sneaking it up high, short side, unable to do it. Good opportunity there. He's going to have one in another one, well, this one right here. The puck comes right out to him, and UNH gets a little bit lost in their coverage, forgets about the leading goal scorer, and then this is Nick Ring. This is just a beautiful play. Lateral move, moving to his left, throw it back to his right, and watch as he kind of drags it into his body, goes far side, up over the glove, top corner, and that tied this hockey game, and that occurred at 6:44. And it was Maine going back to work. They got bodies and pucks to the net. A lot of positives in that period for Maine. This is Sully Shorley, tried to go up high, went far side. Looked like a little bit of space on the short side, but this is a nice opportunity here by Nick Ring, well fed by Sam Oliver. The one-timer, now they're back on the power play, shot from distance by DeAngelis after he moved laterally to his right to open up the lane, and then back down low. It's going back to the right wing side, and boy, has been called on him more than a few times in that first period. He stood tall, but we're tied at 1 after 1.
So we'll see the stats here through the first period. It's really, really even tonight.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what we sensed watching it before we even saw the stats. It looked pretty even throughout. One thing that does sort of stand out is the face-off wins for UNH at 14 versus 5 for Maine. We'll have to see if that streak continues, but I think the takeaway from that first period is that this is a bit of a dogfight between two highly motivated teams. They know 3 Hockey East points are on the line, and 3 points right now is the difference between, you know, being in first and being tied for third.
We'll continue on the Bangor Savings Bank Intermission Report next with the Hockey East plays of the week. You're watching Hockey East on ESPN+.
Upson's legs it in.
Kusa save, score on the rebound. Joe Connor makes it 2-0 Northeastern.
Hawks back in onside. Overline Schweiger. Pass for a shot and a goal! Bentley scoring his second of the game, and that gives the Riverhawks a 5-3 lead.
Malinowski has numbers here, 2-on-1. Malinowski, he shoots and scores. Look to the left, shot to the right, and he gets his second goal of the game, beating Unger.
Fisher got a block, then to the outside, Letourneau, right on the doorstep, he scores!
We're about ready for the teams to take the ice for the second period at Alfond Arena in this Buffalo Wild Wings border battle matchup. The New Hampshire Wildcats and Maine Black Bears are knotted up at 1. Let's take a spin around Hockey East, presented by Citgo. Citgo top-tier tri-clean gasoline gets you where you're going. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. One final already. The Connecticut Huskies complete a sweep of the Merrimack Warriors today in stores. Vermont doing a similar thing to what they did to Maine after losing the first game at BU. They're up in the third period at BU tonight. Northeastern and Boston College also with leads at home after 1 period.
You just can't go to sleep on anybody in this league, and we keep saying it week after week, and the scoreboard bears that out.
Certainly does, and with results last night. UConn and Boston College did get a little bit of separation from a few other teams in the Hockey standings. And of course, now that UConn has 3 extra points, they're up to 22 on the season to take the lead. BC looking to keep pace. They were just 1 point back entering the day.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of leapfrogging back and forth, though. It's so hard to separate yourself from the herd in this league, but you're right. I think UConn may have a game or 2 extra over teams like Maine, but yeah, I mean, and every night there's 3 points on the line. 3. That's what makes some of these losses at home for Maine sting so much in the early part of the season, because you've got to capitalize when it's available.
The second period opening face-off is brought to you by Maine Trailer, the official trailer and storage container company of the Black Bears. We switch ends. Maine now attacks the goal to the left, UNH the goal to the right. And Brandon Holt once again will deliberately start Maine's breakout. Peterson on the left wing side fires deep behind the D. Philbrick to it first, and Carr looks to get it ahead. Holt couldn't keep it in on his backhand. Max Scott bumped down, and that allows Carr to take it. Philbrick to Ring, one touched into the zone, intercepted by Peterson, and sent back to the neutral zone. Morgan Winters able to get it in this time, but he turned right into Max Scott. Justin Poirier filters back to go get it. Poirier puts a great move at center. In he comes. The toe drag shot is blocked. And Newcomb sends around to the near side for J.P. Turner. And now Cam McDonald. Good dive by Newcomb to get it to Turner. He's hit by Yuzuro. Chabrier to Sholey. Couldn't get it out of the zone, though. Turner, left circle. Back to Fitzgerald, one-timer. DeHaro blocked out by Fowler, and he can't get it out. Newcomb down low to McDonald through the slot. Fitzgerald wanted to bank it back out front hard, but it stayed behind the net. Yuzuro, Fowler, one touches to Russell. Charlie Russell to Fowler, wrist shot stopped by Chavette, and there's no rebound.
Yeah, it's not much of a play from out there. It's from distance, and UNH has people back and accounted for, whatever white sweaters are going in front. And this is Charlie Russell taking it to his left. Throws it over to Fowler, who puts it on net. Maine needs a change, and this will allow him to do it.
18:05 left in the second period. LeClaire against Pichette on the face-off. Pichette, good hit on player. DeAngelis to Oliver. Sam Oliver up the left wing side, plays ahead, but Arnott beats Scrastons to the puck. Now LeClaire gets it behind the goal. LeClaire turns toward goal, off the end boards. Player chopped at the puck. Now it goes to the far corner again. DeAngelis. Arnott caves in Scrastons, and Arnott is able to clear it out.
Yeah, strong play by Arnott. I like that toughness. He's not the biggest guy back there, but he's got body position, leverage, and uses it to depossess. Isn't that what you used to call it? Dispossess.
Dispossess.
Yeah, I know. I see, I'm trying to be like you, Jeff. You're a unicorn, though.
I didn't come up with that phrase. That is.
No, but you use it so deftly, and
yeah.
I recognize greatness when I hear it.
Jeez. Thank you, Mike.
You got your boots on?
So we'll get another draw, this time in the Maine zone. Off the icing call. Nobes off glass. Philbrick held in with the glove. Maine able to get it. No, they didn't get it out.
No,
yeah, okay,
outside.
I thought they did. Canale initially washed it out.
He did wave
blew
it.
the whistle.
Did wave it. They're going to correct that wrong and neutral zone, or zone line face off.
At Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. We're here to support your goals, your journey, and what matters most to you. Visit Bangor.com or stop by to experience banking with heart. Bangor Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Philbrick. Gerrois caught it as it hopped up off the kick plate. And Carr gives back to Philbrick. A little more than 3 minutes played in the second period. Both the goals came in the first 7 minutes of the game. Sent up ahead to the blue line. Gerrois reached out to try to take it from Carr. And now a good hit laid there by Brock James on Carr. Philbrick.
I think that's what Coach Barr wants, is physicality, toughness. And Brock James brings that, applies pressure, and doles out a little bit of punishment along the wall.
Holtz directing traffic, wants Peterson to be the guy to start this rush. Off the boards, nobody receives it. It misses the net, and it's icing.
I'm not sure why you want to do that, quite honestly. I mean, it's a low percentage play. You miss it, it's going to be icing. It's coming back to you. You know, not moving your feet. I just think the better percentage players move your feet as a defenseman. Don't move the puck until you're challenged.
Back to the main zone for another draw. Scott takes it against Winters. Maine gets it out. No icing this time. So the Black Bears will change out some personnel. Josh Nadeau has the puck. He's Maine's goal scorer tonight. Answered by Nick Ring 4 minutes later. Now New Hampshire ices the puck, and we'll bring it back down to the other end. Let's go Black Bears IPA from Orno Brewing Company is the official beer of Black Bear Nation. Fill your steins with pride, because a portion of all sales gets donated back to Maine Athletics. And this broadcast is brought to you in part by Renewal by Anderson, the official replacement window and door company of the Black Bears. Scott against Lavins on this face-off. Lavins able to win that back. Fitzgerald off glass and through neutral ice. Chabrier gets there, it'll be icing, which he did. So barely. Now we'll bring it back down to the other end and face it off again. Both teams are just icing the puck over and over again.
Yeah, we didn't see much of that last night, and that was one of the things that stood out to me in the first period. The way Maine moved the puck coming out of their own zone, smartly, with purpose, and I'm not sure they even iced the puck at all in the first period. If it was only once, and one or two times in the second period, and so far tonight, it's something both teams are doing.
Justin Poirier takes the puck. Poirier couldn't get it to Usero down the boards. DeHaro off glass, glove down low and held in by Chabrier. He took the shot that's sticked aside by Chevette. Nadeau. Now it's Usero. Back up the boards, but given away to Fitzgerald. Nadeau loses that to Winters. Chabrier back on the puck again for Maine, the senior defenseman. Chabrier comes out to the right of Boya's net, now circles right back. Didn't like what he saw, so he'll try again. And again, the pass misses Russell, and again, it's icing.
Well, I'm going to stop ranting, but it's exactly the play that we just saw a moment ago. And, you know, UNH is in good defensive position. It's not like anybody got in behind and you found somebody that you can get the puck to. You're forcing it where you've got so much space in front of you. I don't understand. I mean, skate with it till you're challenged.
Sholey and McDonald take this face-off. McDonald won it back, and that shot just missed from Turner. Now Player fanned on an attempt. Fowler got it out because of that. Player able to get it back in. Boya Behind the goal to Chabrier. Fowler couldn't handle the puck cleanly. Usero. The diagonal. Fowler got a piece of it. No icing. DeAngelis to Player. D to D there. Now Turner starting the breakout for the Wildcats on the right wing. Cam McDonald make that. Jacob Newcomb couldn't get it in, and a hand pass is called on the Wildcats. And on Maine was that call, so they'll put the face-off in the Maine zone as we take another look at it.
Yeah, inadvertent, but yeah, went off a Maine player's glove.
So we've got a break in the action with 13:55 left in the second. It's Maine 1, UNH 1. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Dean's Detailing has been Maine's auto detailing leader since 1971. Renew your vehicle's appearance, protect your investment, and enjoy the ride. Book your appointment at deansdetailing.com. This broadcast is brought to you in part by University Credit Union, where Black Bears bank, and they want to know, how do you see you? Open your UCU account today at ucumaine.com, federally insured by NCUA. And buy official fan gear at the official fan shop of the Black Bears. Bear Necessities Fan Shop, open 24/7 at goblackbears.com/shop. That's goblackbears.com/shop. Maine able to get the puck into the UNH zone. Plandowski played to the boards. Now it hops just wide of Chivette's goal. Diharo. And UNH has numbers on the breakout. Plandowski to Leclerc. Leclerc got it across. Straston's back to Ring, and his one-timer missed the net. Good tip attempt, but couldn't get it on frame.
All started with your zone exit. Clean zone exit. Kind of clever. Back and forth. Now they get numbers the other way. 3-on-2. You see the result.
Bodie Nobes shoots into the zone and pursues himself. Cy Leclerc to Christoph Strastons. Sam Oliver takes the check from Calafiri. Peterson on the puck. Peterson to the center circle. Peluso shoots back in for Maine. Gerrois lost out to Philbrick, and now Lavins comes out. Marty Lavins dropped that off. Nick Ring with it. Ring back to Philbrick, one-timer, gloved by Boya.
Good puck movement there by UNH. They gain the zone line, they get it back and forth, back to the point. Shot on goal by Philbrick. Boya with a glove save, watch as it comes back to the point. Philbrick is shot ready from distance. One-timer, low and hard, purposeful. And Alvin Boya makes the glove save up over the left pad.
According to the scoreboard, that would be UNH's first shot on goal this period. Maine's only been credited with 2 themselves. Usero to Chabrier, who took the hit that time from Lavins. Scott comes out with it. Nadeau fires in, didn't get much on it, and that actually pulled the play offside. This broadcast is brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A. Visit your Chick-fil-A location in Bangor today. Face off right in front of the main bench. Lavins against Scott. UNH wins another. Connor Diharo. Ring got a piece of it. Boya handles behind the net. Usero hard around, but right to Ring. Lavins toward the front, but read by Chabrier before Winters could get there. Nadeau is buried by Winters as he shoots in. Nadeau dumped in front of the net by Winters. But New Hampshire comes away with the puck, and it's pitchfork down, and might have enough for icing. Not quite. Holtz a little bit ahead of Loic Usero.
Clever play by Holt there to avoid the heavy forechecking pressure by Winters. Kind of slipped the puck behind, stepped around behind the other side of him, and is able to get a good zone exit, start to play up ice.
Newcomb to Player, to Haro, hard around, and the clear attempt works. Glove down now though by Player. Newcomb tried to go to the backhand of the goal, lost the handle of it. He's got it again. One-timer, DeAngelis missed the net. Player, save Boya, rebound cleaned up by Holt and clears it down and avoids icing.
Well, that whole sequence was caused by, Poirier's kind of a lazy play to try to throw it.
And they score! J.P. Turner set up by Newcomb, and it's a 2-1 UNH lead halfway through the second.
Well, and it's a continuation of that play that we just saw. So Poirier tries to throw it across ice. It gets picked off, results in time where you have to defend. Now you're a little bit discombobulated. Newcomb gets it to Turner. Turner makes no mistake. You look at it from above. Here's Albin Boya a little bit deep in the net because he's not sure what's going to happen, if there's going to be a pass across or whatever, and Turner burns him far side, but it all resulted in a bad turnover in the middle of the ice. I mean, these are unforced errors that just seem to be plaguing the Maine Black Bears.
So the Wildcats take the lead. They won 1-0 last night, now a 2-1 lead tonight after falling behind, and Maine has been nabbed for icing again. If you're buying or selling a home, call the official home team of the Black Bears, Berkshire Hathaway, the Emily Ellis team, and CMG Financial. These all-stars have you covered for all your real estate needs, and they make a donation to Maine Athletics for every sale. Tell them Bananas sent you.
Well, I don't have any quibble with the effort to get the puck. It's Maine's let's call it willingness to give it up easily and make plays that are higher percentage and put pucks in areas where only your guys can get, and that's been an issue here in the second period.
Philbrick sent wide, looking for the bank out front. Scholey cut that off, and he gets it up to neutral ice. Philbrick takes the puck back ahead of Owen Fowler. He's trying to kick it free and does, but Carr back on the puck. Philbrick to Oliver. Leclerc. Cy Leclerc. Arnott won the race to the front of the net in front of Oliver.
Yeah, good recognition, understanding what's going on, get into position, take that pass away. Good job there by Arnott.
Maine got it in, but are unable to retrieve the puck once they do. Russell tries again, poked off his stick by Philbrick. He's had a really good weekend for UNH. Usero. Loic Usero. Turning on the Jets. Usero trying to come coast to coast. He's cut off. And the Wildcats able to get it to center again.
I mean, that's a play that, a defenseman, love defensemen joining the rush, but, you got to recognize what's happening. He's surrounded by 4 blue sweaters there. There's no play there. Put it in the corner, let somebody go after it, get back on defense.
Chabrier and McPherson go into the corner. Now Gerrois ties up DeTouris. Connor DeTouris looking for McPherson, who's checked down by Usero. Here's Calafiri. Anthony Calafiri avoids the check of Plandowski. DeHaro up in the air. Plandowski didn't know it was right next to him. DeHaro has the puck. Connor DeHaro harassed by Calafiri. Shot in. Boya didn't handle it behind the net. Holt keeps it going, and Calafiri couldn't reel in. He tries to rip it away from Player. Scott does get the entry. Fitzgerald back on it for New Hampshire. Morgan Winters with some speed. Lavin's right wing. Winters Down behind the goal line, Ring keeps it going to DeAngelis. Nick DeAngelis attempt to get it to the front block. Player tries and scores!
How did that puck go in?
Looked like off the paddle of Boya's stick and over his shoulder.
Sure did. Surprised him. Surprised him. That's a really good shot. There's no question about that. You know, you want to put pucks on net. It's from a wide angle, and the puck gets deflected right there, and there's the shot. And it hits the stick of Boya, and he thought he was going to shovel it to his left there and throw it into the corner, but it kind of ricocheted up over that paddle. Might have caught a little bit of air and kind of confused him as to how it was going to hit his stick. He chipped it right up into the net over his own glove, and man, now Maine is in danger here at 3-1 with 8:03 to go in the second period.
And the sophomore Josh Player scores his first collegiate goal. That's actually not only his first collegiate goal, it's his first collegiate point. And it puts New Hampshire in front 3-1, looking to complete a full 6-point sweep of the Maine Black Bears in Orono. It's been a long time since New Hampshire has been able to win twice in the same weekend at Alphon.
Well, and that's really not been the pattern in Hockey East. It's hard to win a weekend series. And Maine is in some serious danger here. Now, we have a long way to go. We know that. But you don't like, if you're the Maine Black Bears, you can't like the way this is trending.
Now the puck makes it off the rink, and that will bring us to a break in the action. We'll hear from Jack Webb when we get back. 7:13 to go in the second. It's UNH 3, Maine 1. This is Hockey East on ESPN+.
Welcome back into Alphon Arena, and as if these fans need another reason to get excited, right? They got UNH, their bitter rival, in town on a Saturday night. The semester's almost over, but the school gave the first 2,000 fans in attendance East Thunder Sticks. They're having the time of their lives. After trying it out, I am too. You guys might need someone to ask the questions after the period, because I'm going to be up here banging away.
Thanks so much, Jack. Glad you're getting into it over there with the Thunder Sticks. He does have a good time. There's no doubt about that.
Jack Webb has a good time no matter where he is or what he's doing.
No doubt. He's actually also a finalist for Maine Sportscaster of the Year, so congratulations to Jack.
He's got my vote. Right after I vote for you.
I was going to say, hopefully he does better than I did when I was nominated last year. I didn't win. But I lost to a pretty good broadcaster, Emma Tiedemann, the voice of the Portland Sea Dogs, who was wonderful. Brandon Chabrier has the puck here. Chabrier gets it to Owen Fowler. Fowler backhander. A blocker saved by Chevette, and he got the rebound to where only Scrastons could get it. It's a 2-on-1 now. Oliver shoots it. It's too high.
Well, Oliver's got a shot. We know that. And that time he just whistles it just past the right post. He got a lot on it. Tried to go upstairs over the glove.
A hand pass has been called. Looks like they're putting the face-off outside, so it's against New Hampshire.
Well, here's another look at that attempt by Oliver. And watch this. He sells past there momentarily, like he's got to shovel it backhand across ice. Didn't catch the number as to who he was looking for, but he looked and tried to freeze Boya, but he missed the net.
Sam Oliver won the Mario Lemieux Award last year for the highest goal-scoring total in the QMJHL. He scored 50 with the Drummondville Voltigeur. The year before, Justin Poirier won it with 51 for the Baie-Comeau Drakkar. Brandon Holtz has the puck now.
What do they play, like 60, 70 games or something like that?
They play 72 games in the QMJHL.
Well, still, 50 goals in a 72-game schedule is pretty impressive.
Holtz works that one to Arnott, now Peterson fanned on it, make it Nadeau. That one is stopped by Kyle Chevette. Good push from right to left there to stop the one-timer.
Nice recovery by Peterson. He recognized what was available, got it over to Holt, shot ready, one-timer, good opportunity.
5:49 to go in the second. You're watching Hockey East on ESPN+. Get an inside look at the Black Bear Athletics program at the Black Bear Coaches Show, Wednesday night at 6 at the Sea Dog Brewing Company in Bangor. If you can't make it in person, tune in on the Black Bear Sports Network, the Black Bear Nation app, or go blackbears.com. This game is brought to you in part by Dirigo Pines, where it's not like home, it is home. Dirigo Pines makes senior living simple. Start planning your retirement today by contacting Jenna Bean to schedule a visit. And today's game is brought to you in part by UniFirst, proud supplier of uniforms to the University of Maine and businesses throughout the state for over 50 years. Newcomb shoves Nobes off the puck, and it's sent wide by Turner. Boya able to play it away from the crease. And now it's underneath Boya there as the Wildcats made that awfully dangerous quickly.
Yeah, sure did. Turner gets a good shot, but he misses. Left side, comes back out, and Boya's scrambling around looking for it. They go after the puck, get it back to the net front. And Boya's fumbling a little bit to try to corral that thing. He's able to do it before any danger results. Maine kind of back on their heels here in the second period.
Certainly have been since they've given up the 2 goals. First by J.P. Turner at 9:11 of the period. The second by Josh Player at 11:57. To put the Wildcats in front by 2, the largest lead for either team this weekend. Of course, there was only 1 goal all night last night, and that was the goal scorer, in fact, that you just saw on your screen, Cam McDonald, who got the only goal last night. McDonald will take the face-off against the Maine native Brock James. Freshman playing in just his 3rd game as a Black Bear tonight. Nobes around the glass. Philbrick kept it in, though. No, he did not. Offside is the call by linesman Robert Griffin. The other linesman, Shane Canale. The referees are Terrence Murphy and Austin O'Rourke.
Now there's the play off the face-off, and they're, as you said, just not able to keep it in. I thought they did initially, but not to be at the UNH bench and at their offensive blue line.
Usero sends down the boards and around. Chabrier plays as it's practically sticking to the wall here. Gerwal couldn't get that beyond Plandowski. Philbrick has it again. Fitzgerald to Turner. He was bumped hard. Now it's Sholey taking the puck. Calafieri, wrist shot saved by Chevette. Big rebound, but nobody from Maine could get to it.
Well, Maine was outnumbered along the wall, but they're the ones that came away with it. They get it left wing side to Calafieri. He gets a good shot from top of the left face-off circle. Kicked aside by Chevette. Talked about him at the beginning, how good he is at rebound control. That time, a good example of it. Kicked to the corner.
Good pass to Fowler. Now Russell fanned on it, and then Fowler overskated. Lifted over the glass that time by Josh Player, and out of play. It will stay inside the UNH zone. How about that? A young fan gets the puck.
Nothing like it.
See it just skied up into the second row down in section N.
Well, you like to see those young fans get rewarded for coming to the game, something to remember the game by, and yeah, it's good. Love it when players, you know, in the warm-ups, they toss the puck over the glass to the kids. And
Fowler to the front. Marcus couldn't get a hold of it. That was Peluso, rather. Here's Fowler. Good reverse hit by Fowler. Chops it free for Sholey. Sully Sholey, backhander, they jam, and Chavette has kept the puck out.
Sholey is showing some real jam in his game. It starts with the reverse hit that you mentioned by Fowler. He comes away with possession, a scramble behind the net, but they try to get it to the front. Sholey on the backhand, tries to go to the far side. There's Fowler on the doorstep, Peluso in the paint. Maine needs more of that. You know, at this point, it's a dogfight. Any way that you can get a goal is perfectly fine, and if it's got to be an ugly goal, so much the better, because tick-tock, we got 4:02 left in the second. You go into the third down by 2. If that is the case, that's going to be trouble. You got to try to close this thing to a 1-goal game at least going into the dressing room.
Max Scott on the face-off. He loses it. DeHaro lifts it out. Winters sheds the check of Russell. Peterson finds Russell. Russell shoots. Blocker saves Chavette, and he batted it over the glass.
Now that's a purposeful pass. That's a good pass by Lucas Peterson to Charlie Russell with speed. Gets it over the blue line. Now he's got options. Being closed on, so he elects to shoot. Never a bad choice. Maine's not set up in front, but look, you got to make a play when it's available. With the way they were closing on him, I think that's the right play. Excellent wrist shot, but Chavette again with the save.
Charlie Russell, good check by Brendan Fitzgerald. It's Nadeau, Maine's goal scorer, to Peterson. That one redirected a couple times and missed the net. Ring over the red, and in he comes right wing. Peterson pitchforked it away from him to give to Holtz. D to Peterson. Spun around Winters.
Peterson's having a great shift.
Nadeau chasing the puck. He gets knocked down. Player off the glass and past Arnott, rolling all the way down, icing washed out. Grayson Arnott, nephew of the longtime NHLer Jason Arnott. Grayson Arnott gives to Nobes. Quickly sent back out by Player, and it's Newcomb shooting deep. Newcomb sent to the ice by Nobes. Player. Plandowski, or pardon me, that's McDonald. Turner, and snapping the stick as he blocked it was Calafieri. Arnott goes back to get it. Grayson Arnott to start the rush once more. Nobes on the shoot around. Dug out by Friel. Pichette couldn't direct it goalward. Usero kept it in. Marcus will chase, but it's Philbrick to come up with it. Usero keeps in left point, made one move, finds Pichette. Now Friel shoots into legs. And UNH, they tried to send that one to LeClaire, and icing is whistled.
Well, you notice the defensive responsibility that UNH employs. They don't overcommit. They get back quickly, fill the lanes, good defensive structure. It's been evident all night long, especially here in the second period. Maine does make a little bit of something from not a lot, but they just cannot beat that defensive structure of the Wildcats.
Owen Fowler will take this face off against LeClaire. LeClaire won it to Carr. High off the glass and over the head of Holtz. Lucas Peterson. As Boya looked like he fell on his own there, at least to me.
Not to the 5,000 other people in the stadium.
Holtz shoots back around. UNH takes it back, but it's given away to Fowler, who shoots it through the slot. DeHaro gets that ahead to Scrastins. Scrastins shoots it off the bar.
Oh, that was labeled far side. Tried to go up over the blocker.
Nick Peluso leading the rush for Maine, but he had it chopped off his stick as he tried to enter the zone. Lucas Peterson now does. Peterson to the goal line. Behind the net, tried to wrap it back out front. Hit the back of the goal with it. Usero to Josh Nadeau. Peterson, one-timer, saves Chevette. Nadeau through the slot. No tip there for Maine, and it banks out to Marty Lavins. Lavins, wrister, save, Boya. He leaped the rebound, but finds it.
Well, I think your urgency for the Maine Black Bears, that's a good shift for them, but you got to be careful if you're pressing the attack that you can give up some odd man rushes the other way, and that's kind of what happens here. This is Marty Lavins. He gets the shot away. I guess it's not an odd man rush, 2-on-2, but you get the point. It opens yourself up, but you know, I sense the urgency. Maine knows they really have got to try to close this to a one-goal hockey game going into the dressing room. Otherwise, yeah, it's trouble.
21.1 seconds to go before that second intermission. And it's a D-zone draw for Maine. Scott against McDonald. Maine controls. Holtz, high off glass, and into the stands. Right about into the vicinity where it ended up before.
Yeah, this is going to bring it back to the Maine zone. Unfortunately, there is time to make a play, 16 seconds. Maine will have to be conscientious in their defensive posture here. Get some ice repairs that are going to happen down the other end of the ice, being pointed out by the UNH Wildcats. So linesman's going to call for a little bit of a slush bucket repair kit.
Only 16 seconds left in the period, but officials appear to have determined that that spot in the ice is a safety issue.
Safety issue, yeah, it's 100% right, Jeff. It'll take a second to slap a little bit of slush on that. Flatten it down with a puck.
Now, how often did you have to do this when you were a linesman?
So often that it seemed like that was my primary job. They called me a little Zamboni.
I have never heard you called that before. In all the games I've viewed where you were on the ice. Right.
Not many of them were complimentary, but that's
no,
okay.
They were not.
In time with therapy, I've been able to overcome all that.
Well, we're happy to hear that.
Yeah,
Mike.
thank you so much. Well, you know, you're responsible for a lot of things out there as a linesman, you know.
Right.
Keeping law and order, conducting face-offs, making sure that, you know, certain details are attended to. And back then, there's a lot more off, you know, after the whistle stuff. And so get involved in a little bit of that, chance to flex your muscles a little bit.
And Maine
or get pushed around in my case.
Yeah, there were a lot of bigger guys than you back in the day, I would figure.
Well, there still are, but yes. It's all right.
Another icing call against Maine.
I made
on
up
an
for it
imprecise pass.
with heart.
Yes.
In attitude.
9.3 seconds on the clock in the second. Puck's down again. Maine controls. Holtz knows they're running out of time. Tipped in by Poirier, but that does it for the second period. So UNH scores twice midway through the period. Oh boy.
Josh got a little hot under the collar, get into it a little bit with Newcomb. Newcomb took a little bit of shot at him as he was skating by. Josh took exception to it. I don't think you want to get into it at this point. You got to maintain your composure. But this is all hands on deck in the third period. You got a 2-goal deficit you got to deal with against a strongly defensively structured UNH Wildcat team.
Let's send things to Jack Webb, who is ready to chat with Maine captain Thomas Freeman.
Thomas, 2 unanswered from UNH in that frame. What went wrong in that period?
Yeah, I don't think we're getting enough stops in the O-zone. They're breaking a little too cleanly right now, so we're not getting enough chances, enough pucks in that.
5 frustrating periods so far. What's the message to the team in the room to get back out here in the third period, try to close this one out with a win?
You know, we got one more period to try and save something from the weekend here, and so it's going to be a character period, and we're going to see what we're made of in this dressing room.
Thomas, thanks. Guys.
Thanks so much, Jack. Through 2 periods, the UNH Wildcats have a 2-goal lead as they look to sweep on the road. Your score through 2 periods is the UNH Wildcats 3, the Maine Black Bears 1. The Bangor Savings Bank second intermission report begins next. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Hockey East on ESPN Plus returns to Alfond Arena through 2 periods. It's the New Hampshire Wildcats leading the Maine Black Bears by a score of 3-1. This is the Bangor Savings Bank intermission report. At Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. We're here to support your goals, your journey, and what matters most to you. Visit Bangor.com or stop by to experience banking with heart. Bangor Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. And as we return to our Twin City Tire and Service broadcast booth, I'm Jeff Mannix, and we're joined right now, happy to be joined right now, by a former Maine Black Bear player from 1980 to 1984. David Hunt joins us. David, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, excited to have you back. It was obviously a little while ago when you were playing, in fact, even the pre-Hockey East days. So what are the differences, I guess, between the program then and now?
Well, I'll tell you what hasn't changed is the fan support.
You got it.
Fan support then, fan support now. The entire state of Maine, fantastic place to play hockey.
Absolutely is a fantastic place. Now, you earned a Bachelor of Science in Education and went on to do some amazing things. You married Nancy, who's also a Maine graduate, and you're making your home in Florida now.
Well, we do, but we also have a place here. We kept our roots here in Maine. Nancy was born here. Obviously, we met at Fogler Library, so we keep our roots here. We've got still a place here, and we're here for 4.5 months and down in Naples for the other remaining.
Good times there, and you guys have been big benefactors of the men's hockey program. Can you tell us a little bit about why you want to stay connected?
Well, we were excited. We made a visit up probably maybe 6-8 months ago. We sat with Seth Woodcock, Karen Kimball, Coach Ben Barr. We were really excited about the future of the program. We were excited about what the renovations were going to be. We were excited about bringing Maine into the forefront to be a top contender and a force in Division I. I mean, this facility is probably, if not one of the best in the country.
Certainly, and obviously that big gift has gone to good use. I mean, the new renovations are unreal. What do you think of them?
Oh, they're beautiful. I'll tell you what. The locker rooms, the weight facilities. I think the support that we get, the university and the program get from the athletic director Drew Keeley, I think Seth Woodcock, I think Coach Ben Barr, what he's putting together here is very, very special. And what makes it even more special is the state of Maine. I think the people of the state of Maine make this just a wonderful place to come to school, to play athletics, to play hockey. It's just wonderful.
David Hunt, Maine Black Bear defenseman from 1980 to 1984. Thanks so much again for the gift of the program. Great to meet you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Mike Toole will rejoin me, and we'll see second period highlights when we get back. It's 3-1 New Hampshire. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Hockey East on ESPN Plus. Our Bangor Savings Bank intermission report continues. Maine trails New Hampshire by a score of 3-1. Let's quickly get into our second period highlights as the UNH Wildcats were able to score those 2 goals midway through the period, but not before some Maine scoring chances.
Yeah, both teams started the period with a few chances. It is a tight defensive game, but UNH getting a little bit better of the offensive action in the second period. There's a shot in from the point. Alvin Boyer is able to make that save. Shot by DeAngelis. Now it's UNH driving the net. This is Newcomb to JP Turner, and that made it 2-1. That goal occurred at 9:18 of the second period. Another look at it from above. Alvin Boyer a little bit deep in the net. Turner victimizes it, beating him far side. Now they go back to work in the offensive zone. This is the first goal of his career for Josh Player, and it's kind of an odd one. It hits the paddle of Alvin Boyer and ricochets up over his shoulder, and that made it a 3-1 hockey game. See how deep he is in the net, and that's been a bit of an issue for Alvin Boyer in this hockey game. Maine goes back to work. He starts to sense the urgency, get more pucks to the net, but UNH has been relentless in this hockey game. This is the one where they get to the puck to the net front and force Alvin Boyer to fish around looking for that loose puck. Chevette tested a little bit in the later stages of the period. Maine, good play here to Charlie Russell. He gets the good snapshot away, goes far side. Another save by Chevette. And as the period closes out, of course, you're vulnerable. If you're pressing the attack offensively, you're vulnerable to rushes going the other way. This is Marty Lavins with a good opportunity as Lucas Peterson lays out, tries to prevent that shot getting through, but Alvin makes the save there. So here's our statistical look at the second period, and as it's piling up, it's pretty even in terms of a lot of statistics, Jeff. It's just that UNH is capitalizing on their chances, and Maine is not capitalizing on theirs. They're really probably not generating enough quality chances, and that's been an issue. But you got 20 minutes to sort this out. It's going to be a real tough thing if they give up, let 6 points, let's put it this way, slip through their fingers here this weekend, because we know Hockey East points in the standings are very critical.
The third period is coming up next. The Maine Black Bears try to avoid a sweep at the hands of their arch rivals. It's 3-1 UNH. This is Hockey East on ESPN Plus. Hockey East on ESPN Plus, back for the third period at Alfond Arena in Orono, Maine. It's 3-1 New Hampshire, and Maine changes goalies to start the third. Mathis Rousseau is into the game for Alvin Boyer.
I love the way you roll your R's on that. That's really impressive. Really going for the correct pronunciation. But yeah, I mean that's it's amazing. First of all, how often that works when you swap out your goaltender in the middle of a game. But I think it speaks to the urgency that Ben Barr is feeling here. Like, that's a message sent to your team. That's not a message sent to Alvin Boyer, although I guess we could talk about that last goal that he gave up that chipped over his paddle there, but he's not really the reason you're behind. It's execution and playing Maine hockey and executing on the style of play that we know we've come to enjoy and love here at Alfond Arena.
Our third period face-off brought to you by Maine Trailer, the official trailer and storage container company of the Black Bears. Maine almost gets a goal there, but they have drawn a penalty.
Yeah, loose puck there. Got it to the net front. Josh Nadeau.
UNH number 2, 2 minutes holding.
UNH is going to pick up a penalty. This is a great opportunity for Maine to wrestle the momentum in this hockey game. Poirier gets the puck to the net front. There's Max Scott trying to chip it. Referee maybe blew the whistle a little bit quickly there, but Maine gets the power play opportunity here to start the third period.
The Black Bear Power Play is brought to you by Versant Power, powering communities in northern and eastern Maine since 1924. Maine 0 for 1 so far tonight. They could really use a goal here early in the third. down by 2.
Oh, this is one of the keys that we talked about. Special teams execution. I was mostly thinking of the power play that, you know, you get these opportunities. Goes a long way if you can convert on at least one of them.
Stuck between that maze of sticks and skates. Kristaps Skrastins ends up with it. He'll come in short-handed. He gets hit by Friel, and Justin Poirier takes the puck. Poirier enters the zone. Got it to Scott, but he whiffs on the one-timer. Might have been tipped a little bit by DeHaro.
Yeah, I think he might have got a piece of it before it got to Scott. It didn't get to him cleanly. Good stick position there by DeHaro.
Lucas Peterson from behind Rousseau's goal. Peterson drops to Russell with speed. It's knocked off his stick, though, and cleared out. Sully Sholey to Fowler. Rims around for Miguel Marcus. Back to Sholey. Sholey out front. Russell to Peterson. Russell one-timer. That's blocked by the dive that time by Marty Lavins. Back out front, Chevette able to shovel it away. Peterson again. Sholey waits, didn't have a shooting lane. Peterson. One-timer, Sholey, another block. This one from Player. Peterson, Sholey shoots it. Another block by Fitzgerald. Carr comes out of the penalty box and couldn't receive the pass.
Couple of really good chances. Good job by UNH to block those shots. I love the play by Sholey. Wait for something to open up. Just unable to go. He tried to get it far side. Great play by Sholey. I mean, that's what you want. You want him to make a play. I know we talk about getting pucks to the net quickly and all that, but sometimes the right play is to wait and move a little bit to make something open up, and then you can make a more purposeful play. And that time, Sholey did a great job. Great shift by those guys.
Maine comes up empty on their second power play. Did have a lot of good chances, but 3 big blocks down the stretch. Especially that last one by Fitzgerald, because I think that shot was going to beat Chevette, and he was in position to make that block.
Yeah, it looked like he had some space.
Calafieri's shot as he enters the zone is stopped by Chevette, whose rebound control has been very good this weekend. Chabrier. Now let's Brock James come out with it. Usero shoots it in. James. Pinned Newcomb only momentarily. Nobes gloves down to hold in. Alex Carr off glass and out. Grayson Arnott back in again. Alex Carr taking his time in his own zone. High off glass. Skipped over Rousseau's stick behind the net. And it's Skrastins to Oliver. Sam Oliver. Good hit by Bodie Nobes, tying up Leclerc. Dug out, though, by Skrastins. DeAngelis. Back to Leclerc. Hard battle won by Maine. Peluso to Arnott. Arnott whips around Peluso. Friel jarred it free for Peterson. Player given away to Calafieri. Holtz, wrister missed the net. Peterson tried to get it back out front, deflected. Peluso, Holtz scores! Brandon Holt, seeing eye shot, and Maine is within 1.
Brandon Holt had an opportunity that he missed far side prior to this. This time he makes no mistake. Nice feed by Peluso, left wing corner, gets it back to Holt. Holt improves his position, and he gets a lot on that shot. From distance, he goes practically barred down up over the blocker of Kyle Chevette, and Maine closes to within 1. Chevette's in good position to Top of the crease. Not sure he saw it all the way. Didn't see it where it was released from, which is critical for a goaltender, but Holt, terrific goal. Just what Maine needed with a lot of time left. It's a one-goal hockey game, folks.
And with the primary assist, Nick Peluso has his first collegiate point. We'll check to see if there's a second assist here when we get the official call out of the goal. DeHaro unable to keep it in, and Poirier's on his horse. Poirier, backhander, lifted it too high.
That's all he could do from that angle.
Nadeau to Scott, loose puck, and it just rolled wide.
This will be epic if Maine can come back from this, because it did not look good in the second period. Now they're playing with such urgency. It's great to see.
Does it have enough on it for icing? Yes, it does, just barely.
Well, got the crowd into it, that's for sure.
Here comes the Alphonse faithful, right on cue.
Justin Poirier, I didn't realize he was that fast. He won the foot race, but he's on his backhand. He's a right-handed shot on the left wing side. He's got kind of a poor angle to the net. He's going to try to go back in, short side up high, not able to do it. Chavette makes the save, but great effort by Justin Poirier to get himself free.
Peterson shoots it too high, off the end glass. Scrastons, or make that Lavins to Fitzgerald. Peterson couldn't keep it in. The only assist announced is to Nick Peluso on the Holt goal.
Well, he was first on puck retrieval, got into the corner and recognized where he had to go with the puck. Gets a good pass out to Holt. Holt, patient, improves his angle. Terrific wrister.
Holt got it down low to Fowler, but the puck exploded on him a bit. Russell, left circle, shot got blocked. He tried to win it again. Newcomb taken away by Fowler, blocked by Philbrick, and McDonald able to clear.
Yeah, beautiful blue collar shift by this line. Just a willingness to dig and work. Kind of been missing here for a little while here tonight, Jeff.
UNH comes away with the puck, now up by just one. Nobes shields out McPherson, and Arnott takes it. That missed James, and it's an icing on Maine.
It's that icing that I've been complaining about all night. It's an unforced error, but you get a chance to reset, although you can't change lines. UNH, they're going to keep the same guys out there.
Face-off will be to the left of Mathis Rousseau.
I think at this point of the hockey game, you got to do everything you can to keep that momentum going, and icings are not a way to do that.
Maine got it only as far as the blue line, and the shot by Player missed the net. Russell with speed out with it, gained the red, puts it behind the D. Player is the first to it. Josh Player, DeTouris ahead to McPherson. McPherson run into by Arnott. Seat him down there as well as Nobes put him on the ice. Referees want the puck moved. It finally is, and DeTouris missed the net. James able to get it in, but not very far. Diagonal pass, Seedham. It banks to Rousseau. Usero. And Brandon Chabrier. Chabrier. A little behind the red line. Calafieri, though, picks it up off the shoot-in. Pichette down there as well. Pichette racing for the puck. Give it away to Friel, and that just missed. Chabrier blockered away. Looked like it was going wide, but Chavette took no chances. Leclerc got that ahead to DeHaro. Broken up by Loic Usero.
Oh, what a job by Usero to fill that passing lane. So dangerous. That would have been a tap-in goal.
Thomas Friel chips ahead. Nadeau couldn't hang on to the puck. Chabrier now. Brandon Chabrier drops to Nadeau. Nadeau looked to center, well defended. DeHaro able to sky it back out. Lucas Peterson to Brandon Holt. Tipped into the zone by Max Scott. Philbrick hit hard. That one centered. No one there for Maine. Holt tries from the left circle. Blocked away. Nadeau out to Scott. That's blocked by Carr. Peterson. Lucas Peterson improving his angle. Now falls and can't keep the puck. Lavins. Centering feed there for Ring. Winters one-timer by Carr is blocked by the slide of Peterson.
Both teams are just laying out, doing whatever it takes to keep that puck out of their own net.
Saved by Mathis Rousseau.
Maybe his first of the period.
Scott off the end boards. Nadeau takes a look, gets it out. Poirier, no icing here, but he'll peel off for a change as DeAngelis goes back to get the puck. Nearly half the third period played. Maine has pulled 1 goal back from Brandon Holt. Still down by 1. McDonald. Crowd wanted the offside, but he did get back on before he touched the puck. And that one misses the net from Turner. Arnott skies it out. Fitzgerald gave it away, but it would have been offside as Fowler was in ahead of Russell. McDonald tips it in. UNH gets the change. Under 10 minutes left. Josh Player's first collegiate goal right now would stand as the winner. Yuzero weaves around one man. Yuzero, the drop pass just missed the intended target. Fowler, and back comes DeTouris.
Going into traffic.
DeTouris, good save by Russo. It hit Chabrier and went on net. DeAngelis back at his own end. Played ahead. James picks up the puck and advances. James just missed. Back toward the front. Off a body, didn't get to Chevette. Heavy hit there. Maine keeps in. Chabrier. James shoots. That's stopped by Chevette. Yuzero lost the puck to Jason Sedum. DeAngelis off glass. McPherson couldn't hang on to it.
A couple of quality scoring chances by Brock James. That last one, that was labeled. Good job to corral the puck. Had to settle it. Takes a half a second. He rips one in the middle of the slot area, so he's in prime scoring position. Good job to get there and good job to settle that puck and get a good shot on goal.
Here comes Holt. Gives to Peluso. Great pass. Pichette is denied. Chevette with another save.
If that seam opens up and you could go cross ice, goaltenders really have trouble with that. Well executed for Maine. That play has not been available very much in this hockey game tonight.
Wildcats lift the puck out. Peterson back on it. Thomas Pichette re-enters the zone. Left it behind him. That's cleared down ice by Oliver, but it will skip all the way down for icing.
Oh, this is crazy. We went from a frustrating second period to a very entertaining third period, didn't we?
Sure did. Maine battling, trying to get on even footing again with New Hampshire. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration is a local family-owned company that has been serving Maine communities for over 40 years. Proudly voted Bangor's best cleaning and restoration company since 2015. Face off to the right of Chevette. LeClaire against Scott. Maine got a hold of it. Josh Nadeau. Yuzero, now Chabrier. Chabrier to Yuzero. Chabrier doesn't have a shooting lane. And he tried to leave it for Nadeau. It's intercepted. It's a 2-on-1, maybe a 3-on-1. Ring, and it's not jammed home that time by LeClaire.
Oh, he had LeClaire on the doorstep, too. It was 3-on-1. Bad turnover by Chabrier, putting the puck into a tough area where there's just too much coverage. Maine's lucky this isn't a 4-2 game.
Chabrier. Brandon Chabrier. Nadeau, now Poirier. Poirier to the backhand and another save by Chevette. Nobes trying to keep it in and does. Sholey gets around Fitzgerald. Sholey's centering feed cut off by Turner. It's free to Nadeau, now Poirier. One-timer Nobes, blocked by Turner. Nadeau behind the goal, looking to get it in front. Shoveled back to him by Sholey. It's into the skates of Arnott. Nadeau back to Arnott. Nobes, one-timer. Poirier is blocked down by Lavins.
You can transition it quickly. You can prevent UNH from changing, but they do get a couple of fresh bodies on the ice. When you get them scrambling like that, better to maintain possession of the puck and settle it and make a definitive play rather than try to force something that they can pick off.
DeAngelis gets it out to center. Peterson ahead to Russell. He shoots it. Easy save, Chevette. Way up in the air and back to center. Peterson pursued hard by Ring, who knocks him down. Clean play there by Ring, but Holt takes it back.
Well, Peterson found himself in a tough spot. Ring closed on him, and he had no options. He tried to turn around and figure out what to do with the puck. He gets caved in.
Charlie Russell, two defenders on him in the corner. Fowler joins the battle. James knocked it free for Fowler. Back to Holt, right point. Fowler tried to turn toward goal. Good defensive play by Newcomb. Peterson, a little shoulder fake, finds James. Brock James. High off the end glass. Philbrick sends up to LeClaire. Morgan Winters backhands into the right wing corner. Yuzero. Now LeClaire. Philbrick. Cut off by Loic Yuzero. Pichette, left side, enters the zone. Thomas Pichette, backhander. Stopped by Chevette. It skipped back out front. Calafieri couldn't get a hold of it. Maine continues to dig for it. We're down to 4.5 minutes left in regulation. Maine trailing by 1. Comes out again. Giroir able to center it, but it hopped on Calafieri and UNH clears. Chabrier comes back in. Great pass. Giroir taken off his stick. Great play by Philbrick.
Got to think it a little bit quicker there. Giroir had an opportunity, hesitated, got to take it away.
Lavins back in. Ring cutting to goal, taken away. Fitzgerald, that one pinballed off the outside of the post.
Yeah, Fitzgerald knew he had one there too. You see him look skyward as that thing skipped past the right post.
Ring to Lavins. Nobes. Grayson Arnott, 3.5 left. Arnott, Poirier. Justin Poirier out-muscled there by Turner. Peterson has it back. Poirier, a little bit in front of him. He's able to get it in. Now Alex Carr flips that high down ice. Peterson, 3 minutes left. Maine will pursue, but it's Carr back on the puck. Peterson, wrist shot, knocked down to the far corner. Holtz, taken off his stick. Out comes Turner.
Well, they're at the end of their shift, so they're gonna get off.
We're gonna have to start to watch Rousseau here.
Yeah. I guess it's around 2 minutes. You're gonna see him head for the bench.
Holtz. Centering feed, intercepted and cleared by Winters. Lucas Peterson. Poirier didn't get it, and it's icing.
That's going to make it hard to get your goaltender off the ice. You make plays like that. So Maine will obviously try to get possession, get it over the red line, get it deep, get Rousseau off. And then we'll have to see who's the first over the wall, who's available.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Oakhurst Dairy. Kindness, goodness, Maineness. Learn more at oakhurstdairy.com. And it's also brought to you by Down East Orthopedic Associates, the official orthopedic provider of the Black Bears.
Maine's taking their timeout.
And off the icing, Ben Barr uses his timeout with just 2:11 left in the game.
Yeah, you're kind of forced to because you're going to have to defend. You're not able to change. So obviously the last thing you want to do is give up a good scoring chance and allow UNH to extend this lead. So that keeps you in this hockey game, gives you a chance to defend with fresher bodies.
This timeout is brought to you by the official jeweler of the Black Bears, Designs by Aaron, where Maine goes to get engaged. Also an important time to let you know that if UNH is able to see this out and win the game, it will be the 100th win for Mike Souza behind the UNH bench.
Well, he's a good guy, but I'd like to see him delay that 100th win for a week or so, wouldn't you?
The next one is against their in-state rivals, Dartmouth, at the Whittemore Center 8 days from now.
You got to give Coach Souza a lot of credit for the way they've executed their game plan this weekend. I mean, that was a quintessential road win last night, a 1-0 win, opportunistic, scored on their best opportunity of the night. Maine unable to do it. Tonight you turn around and you bring in a solid effort. Get a 2-goal hockey lead in this hockey game going into the third in a hostile environment against a team that's desperate and knows that they have to get things turned around. Now, Maine is showing that desperation here in the third period, and it's resulting in better chances, better scoring opportunities. They got the 1 goal, closed it within 1. 2:11 to go, but tick-tock, we are on the clock, aren't we?
We sure are. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Pepper's Landing. Check out their lunch, dinner, and gluten-free menu at pepperslanding.com or stop by one of their 3 locations in Old Town, Brunswick, or Ogunquit. Hammond Lumber Company is a 4th-generation family-owned company with 34 locations and over 1,200 employees across Maine and New Hampshire. For more information, stop in or visit them online at hammondlumber.com. 2:11 to go. Maine wins the face-off. We'll have to do it again. And they are likely to put that 1 second that ran off back onto the clock, which they do. Can Maine find an equalizer? They'll need to win a defensive zone face-off first. To the right of Rousseau. Scott able to muscle it back to Holtz. Holtz able to play it in behind the goal line. Here's Rousseau coming to the bench. Maine's extra attacker on with 1:57 left. Carr tries to pin it and kill some time. New Hampshire's been effective at it all weekend. Russell to Holtz. Back to Russell. Holt. And that left the zone. It's offside.
Yeah, puck management, imprecise with the puck. Puck's a little bit out of his reach to Holt. Pass from Russell. He's got to reach for it. Unfortunately, as you watch it, comes back to him. That's outside the line. Still plenty of time, 1:38. A lot of time to make a play. Got to get it in deep and start your grind. Get some possession and then look for the best available option. Don't try to force it if it's not there.
Scott, Holt, Nadeau, Poirier, Russell, and Fowler on the ice for Maine. Scott to Holt. Nadeau slaps it around from the red line. Sent back towards Russell. He'll keep it in the corner for Fowler. Oh, and Fowler to the front. Loose puck save. Chevette It's still down there. Fowler, Nadeau, wrister, knocked down and played to the corner by Carr. Fowler caved in along the end boards. Philbrick gets it by Holton out, less than a minute to go.
Great defense by Morgan Winters. Good defensive positioning. Didn't allow Josh Nadeau to get a lane to the net. Forced him to choose other options. By then, UNH starts to swarm Maine.
Down to 41 seconds left. Carr very effective at keeping it in corners. Scott trying to win it cleanly. Nadeau got it to Holt. Wrist shot saves Chevette. No rebound.
Well, that's a good look. They get the shot from distance, but they got bodies in front of the net looking for a redirect or a rebound. They work it from the right side over to the left. And there's a good shot from distance as you see Maine closing in around it. But Chevette, like we talked about at the beginning, so good at controlling rebounds. That time there was none to be had. Still 28.5 left. Time to make a play, but you got to start with possession and win that face-off as UNH calls timeout.
As they
Timeout,
do indeed.
New Hampshire.
Now the Wildcats use their timeout, and it's brought to you by the official jeweler of the Black Bears, Designs by Aaron, where Maine goes to get engaged. And that allows us as well to remind you that the Maine-New Hampshire border battle presented by Buffalo Wild Wings is the hottest rivalry in college sports. Visit goblackbears.com/border battle for updates and special offers all season long. Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports. Also brought to you by the Northeast Driving School, the #1 driving school in the greater Bangor area. Online at bangor-driving-school.com. Martin Surplus and Salvage with 13 locations throughout Maine. You'll never have to say, I should have bought it when I saw it at Martin's. And this game is also brought to you in part by the Fitch Company, Electrical and Control Systems Engineering, and a proud partner of the University of Maine Black Bears.
They get a look over there at the Maine bench, and Rick Bennett drawing up the plays, but followed by that, Ben Barr looked like more of an emotional kind of message to his team. Man, this is gut check time. I'm going to go so far as to say your season is kind of on the line, and we're nearing the halfway mark of the season, and you know, you are what your record says you are.
Puck is down, Maine controls, Holt, that's tipped toward the net, doesn't get on net. Russell got it out front, nobody could tip it, 20 seconds. Holt to Poirier, Nadeau, wrister, doesn't get through, Poirier saved again by Chevette, it's loose underneath bodies, Maine digs, where is it? We've got the whistle with 5.4 left.
Holy cow, what a sequence. This is so reminiscent of a few weeks ago against Vermont as Maine is just throwing everything to the net, pucks, bodies, and that is a 10-car pileup. It's a jungle in front of the UNH net. Where is the puck? Right there. And Maine tries to shove it short
that
side.
Was so close.
How did that not go in? Woo.
If I'm Maine, maybe wonder if a UNH player covered the puck in the crease.
Yeah, do you want a review here? And you know, if you take a penalty because you don't get it, well, so what? There's only 5.4 left. They are going to review it,
If a defensive player, other than the goalie, covers the puck in the crease,
the call on the ice is no goal.
Shot.
Plays under officials' review to determine if the puck crossed the goal line.
That would be a unique finish to this game. They're going to take a look at it.
I believe just to see if the puck crossed the line. As we'll take another look from above.
Yeah, there's Charlie Russell in the paint. Owen Fowler, the usual suspects.
See the puck come into frame here in a moment.
Well,
there it is.
The defender's down. He's not in the crease, and that's part of it. But there he takes the shot. Does it cross?
Off there's the back.
Oh.
At the post.
Yeah, it's outside of the net. Yeah. Boy, that's hard to see.
It is hard to see, and that's going to be the thing on this
Chauvette's, comes across, and the post is kind of between his pads, and it's his left pad that I think he uses to keep the puck out of the net, if indeed he did.
Again, the call on the ice is no goal. They are going to have to find the puck in the net somewhere in order to reverse it.
That's not going to be easy. I don't know if another angle might show it better, but it's hard to say. Usually the above angle is the best at that, but we're going to get another look. Puck comes back to Nadeau. Shot in on goal. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 white sweaters in around there. There's Russell. There's Fowler. Trying like crazy to get it.
After video replay, it was a turn. The puck did not cross the goal line. We got no goal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can really dispute that call, because the call on the ice was no goal, and there's no conclusive evidence that that would overturn it. Unfortunately, you don't have goal judges anymore. That might have helped.
There's another look at that save by Chauvette.
Yeah, I think it's his left pad as he's laying down there that he kind of scissors over and closes that gap.
Players anxious for what is likely to be the final face-off of the game.
You got to win it cleanly, obviously.
It's down, Maine does. Oh, it's broken up and it's out of play. We'll get another face-off with 2.2 seconds to go.
Great job by Winters once again. He got in the passing lane, anticipated that puck was going to come across. Got a stick on it, chipped it up into the crowd, burned 3 seconds. Now 2.8 they put on the clock. Barely enough time. Now Max Scott, a left-handed shot in the right circle, so he doesn't have that option to go to the net. He's going to try to draw it back to Poirier.
Scott against Leclerc. Russell and Philbrick jump too soon. Puck is down, and Maine will not get a shot off. Mike Souza has won his 100th game at the helm of the UNH Wildcats, and they've taken all 6 points from Orono.
Well, for Maine, it's a little bit too little, too late. They woke up in the third period, played a much better game, did register 30 shots on goal as the total for the game, which means quite a few in the third period. Quality scoring opportunities, and man, UNH, we knew it was going to be a battle because of their defensive style. Maine played into it to some degree, but man, this is a disappointing weekend, to say the least, for the Maine Black Bears.
Well, now 4 wins in a row for New Hampshire, and it seems like their season has completely turned around. With this win, they will vault over Maine in the Hockey East standings.
Yeah, incredible. I think they came into the game, what, 7th? Something like that?
Yeah, 7th and 2 points back of a 4-way tie for third place.
4-way tie for third coming into tonight, and you said it before, UConn and BC starting to separate a little bit. And Maine is going in the wrong direction, unfortunately. And a team like UNH exposes some of the problems that Maine's been having. We've been aware of it for a while. It's lack of consistency. But a lot of the things that we saw tonight are these little problems that result in big issues that this continues. It's not exactly a winning recipe.
This is our Bangor Savings Bank post-game show at Bangor Savings Bank. You matter more. We're here to support your goals, your journey, and what matters most to you. Visit Bangor.com or stop by to experience banking with heart. Bangor Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Jack Webb is on the ice with the new 100-game coaching winner, Mike Souza.
That's a sweep of your biggest rival, the Maine Black Bears, in Alphon Arena. What can you say about your team's performance this weekend?
Yeah, we hung in there. We've been in pretty good in the third. They came at us pretty good, but I'm really proud of our kids. It's 2 big wins for our program, 2 big Hockey East wins, most importantly.
Yeah, certainly. You guys are 3-4 in conference play coming into this one. What does this do for your team's confidence moving forward the second half of the season?
Yeah, we've been playing pretty good hockey. We've been getting solid goaltending, from the goaltending. We've got some young defensemen that are coming along. Thanksgiving time, you hope that they're making the adjustments to college hockey, and they're starting to do so. So, hopefully we can keep it rolling.
I asked Ring after the first period, just how much fun is your team having a road trip to Alfond Arena, getting the sweep? How much fun did you guys have this weekend?
Yeah, lots of fun. It's a hard place to win. Ben's got a good team, and it's the best rivalry in college hockey.
Certainly, Coach. Best of luck. Appreciate it. Yes, sir. Guys.
Thanks so much, Jack. Mike Souza wins his 100th game. New Hampshire's now 9-7 overall, 5-4 in Hockey East. But on the other side for Maine, they lose both games at home to their bitter rival in the only games they'll play this season. And now they've lost 4 out of 5 and are going to have to turn around again and play on Wednesday night down in Portland against UMass Lowell.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have a lot of time to do a lot of soul searching. That's for sure. You've got to, you got to have a short memory in this game, and you got to put that aside. But this is pretty bitter. I'm not going to lie and sugarcoat it. This is tough. You couple that with the lost points or the lost opportunity to take points a few weekends ago against Vermont. Keep coming back to that. These are games that are going to haunt you down the stretch. But for right now, I think if you're Maine, you've really just got to find a way to get back to that winning formula, not worry about the standings. It's about, playing Maine hockey and playing to the identity. I was going to say play to your identity, but they don't have that identity right now. They've got to get back to it. And it feels like they're a little ways away from that. So this is tough. This is frustrating. This is part of having a young team, and part of the big problem is there was so much expectation coming into this season. Maine had one of the better recruiting classes, a lot of marquee names, guys in the CHL leagues that come highly touted and so forth. And man, this is not what we were expecting at this stage of the season. That's an understatement.
Yeah, Maine now 8-7-1, and they're an even 5-5 in Hockey East. And we know they were already doing some soul searching here, but there's really no time for it because they've got 3 more games this week.
Yeah, and in some respects, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe you just get right back into it. It's hard to say what's the right thing at this point because there's a lot of things that need to be corrected. They're little things that add up to big problems. I keep saying it, but it bears repeating. These are micro mistakes that they make, the giveaways, the icings, the turnovers, the lack of defensive responsibility, at times, and we saw in the third period, they were certainly willing to get to the net front, but why wait? What are we waiting for? Let's do that from the beginning to the end. And we go back to last year's team. There were guys on that team that were just warriors. They weren't the most talented team, that is for sure. But nobody outworked them. Nobody chanced them. Nobody outshot them. They were just willing to do what it takes. And this team is still learning that, to get back to that formula. What does it take? You see flashes of it, and when it's there, it's great. They're a formidable team. I'm thinking back to the BU weekend. When it's not there, they're average at best, and so it's that consistency that they're looking for, and doing all those things that we've been talking about. I hate to keep repeating myself, but it's very evident that this team has got to make some course corrections.
So Maine only has a few days to stew on this before they'll be back in action again on Wednesday night at the Cross Insurance Arena in Portland for a Hockey East game against UMass Lowell. We'll have that here on ESPN Plus for you as well. But up first, tomorrow, the women's basketball team for the University of Maine Black Bears will play host to the Rhode Island Rams at the Pit. That'll be a 1 o'clock start. You'll see it here on ESPN Plus and on Nesson. Now for everybody associated with the broadcast, Ryan and Marissa in our control room, everybody behind the scenes for Jack Webb and my broadcast partner Mike Toole. I'm Jeff Mannix. UNH completes the weekend sweep of the Maine Black Bears, winning 3-2 at Alfond Arena tonight. Thanks for watching Hockey East on ESPN Plus.